Mounts. Mounts matter. They're the motivation behind a lot of the content in the game. Besides gearing out, I mean, you put a good mount behind something, and I'm probably going to do it. Let's check this one out here. Coming from Dalaran Gaming. Every new mount coming in 12.0.7, and how to get them.
Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal. Patch 12.7 recently hit the PTR realms, and it's actually set for testing some of its content over these next few weeks. And it seems like while this update, while on the smaller end, being more of a catch-up update ahead of Season 2 content, it is still filled with a ton of new rewards and collectibles for you to obtain. Many of those are going to be mount rewards, some of which are tied directly to in-game activities, some of which are tied to zone completion rewards, others being a rare boss drop, some tied to achievements, or even the time walking rewards, as well as other mounts obtainable through other means like holidays or trading post. But also a couple of new additions that are still an unknown quantity, as in we found the data for some of these mounts as part of the 12.
I wonder if he figured out how to get that new Nazath mount that we saw data mine the other day. We'll see.
7 data files, and some mounts actually even have incredible cool looking models, but we still don't really know exactly how we'll be able to obtain them, or even if these mounts will be obtainable until a later time. But today I still want to take a look at all of the mounts that are so far been found as part of the 12.07 update, taking a look at all the different rideables that you'll be able to add to your collection whenever those update eventually goes live. With that being said, as always, if you guys do want to see more updates regarding Midnight, especially for any future updates like patch 12.07, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. But otherwise, let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
First of all, let's go over some of the mounts you will have a guaranteed chance to unlock, whether you're putting a little bit of time, maybe something that's a little bit...
Dalaran just makes the hottest characters in the game. I don't know what it is with this man. He just plays a lot on the character customization screen. With his joystick, I'm guessing. Because every single video he puts out, he has just the hottest tunes. I don't know what's going on with this man. I guess he likes hot women. That's not a problem.
Or something that is tied to an achievement from some of the new content that will be available as part of the 12.07 update. First of all, we have the Turbulent Timeways making a return. And Turbulent Timeways is usually a really good event. It is a great catch-up opportunity with bonus experience if you're looking to level new alts ahead of Season 2, or if you just try to get some easy gear ahead of Season 2, it's going to be a fantastic event. But every single one of the Turbulent events also comes...
This is kind of off topic because he's showing a Plunderstorm mount right now on the screen. When the fuck's Plunderstorm coming back? I like Plunderstorm. I freaking actually love Plunderstorm. I want that shit back. I wish it never goes away. I wish it was always available to do in PvP. I think it's such a great thing. But they keep taking it away from us. I don't know where it went and when it's coming back. There's nothing on the what's it called? The chart of things that to come that Blizzard gives us. There's nothing there. The world map or the whatever it is, the road map. There's nothing there that says it's coming back. When the hell is it coming back? Yeah, coming back, he said. Yeah, I miss it, man.
With an achievement and a mount reward attached. And this time it's no different. If you get yourself enough dungeons ran for a number of weeks, you get the buff where you master the timeways, which essentially just increases that character's experience gained. And as long as you refresh that achievement or that buff for a couple of weeks in a row, then you unlock the Turbulent Timeways mount achievement. This time around, it spawned a Veranoth, awesome. A primordial frosty proto-dragon, which looks fantastic. We never got Veranoth model back in Dragonflight or even anything close to it. So this is definitely an awesome addition. If you played during that expansion, a gorgeous looking model. So this will be something that you'll be able to unlock over a number of weeks. Though it looks like over the last few Turbulent Timeways, Blizzard actually relaxed that, and players were even able to get this mount like week 1 of the event. So as long as that bug still persists, you might actually be able to get it week 1, but likely you'll be working on this for maybe 4 or 5 weeks or so, depending on how long the Turbulent Timeways buff lasts. But if you're trying to get like a couple of ults max level before the next season, or just doing some last minute gearing for all...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Cyclone might have a point every time this happens to me. I'm planning on going on vacation like June 26th. This patch is probably launching June 15th, 16th, like that time. What the fuck? I'm going to miss this again. I'm probably going to miss this shit again. If they're doing this thing via the achievement, Master of the Turbulent Timeways achievement, once again, I'm going to get fucked out of this thing because I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. Now, we'll see. Turbulent Timeways is going to be longer this time. It's going to be like 10 weeks. Because they're adding Dragonflight in there too, and every week's going to give you a thing. We'll have to see how long you got to buff this thing out, but damn it, if I fucking miss this thing again, I'm going to be pissed. You can always get it later on. You could purchase it with your Valor Stone, whatever the fuck those Turbulent Timeway currency things are, but you have to wait till the next Turbulent Timeways event to do that. Fuck, man.
And you'll be spamming dungeons anyway, so you'll be able to get this mount pretty much as a guaranteed either way you slot.
Blizzard waits for me to go on vacation to launch these damn events every single fucking time.
I said, with Turbulent Timeways, we also have the expansion of Dragonflight joining the Time Walking roster, which means a number of Dragonflight dungeons will become queuable as Time Walking content. Majority of the dungeons are good, except for halls. I don't really know who added that dungeon in particular. I have a lot of bad memories with that one. That'll probably be just fine for time walking content specifically. But with that, we also get a time walking vendor, which at the time right now on the PTR, we can't necessarily preview. It is not rotated to time walking for Dragonflight, at least as of this moment. And it's not really something we could test ourselves, but you can preview one of the mount rewards. The only mount reward that is new over on the vendor, which is the Black Furred Bakar. Now,
cool.
There's not that many Bakar mounts that Blizzard has added, and this is definitely one of the unique ones. It's essentially the big Tyvan red dog mount, but like shrunken version with a big saddle. So this is definitely one of the more unique ones out there. Like all the other time walking mounts, this one will cost you 5,000 type war badges, which you can actually start working on early in order to buy this bad boy immediately as soon as the Dragonflight time walking rolls around with a brand new vendor. Patch 1207 is also going to be adding a brand new one boss raid instance, which has been a while since Blizzard added something like this in the game, and this one is going to be doing things completely differently in terms of the gear, with all the items being warbound. And there's also
okay, I'm gonna go over him here because this isn't right anymore. They're not gonna be warbound, but they are gonna be unique in that they're called spore filled or whatever. It's spore something. I could break up the blue post real quick. Since he's mentioning it, yeah, they're going to be called Spore Fall Raid Loot, Spore Fused. These items are going to be called Spore Fused Myth, or whatever, difficulty you loot them on. And because they're Spore Fused, they're 9 item levels higher than the highest item level on that current track. So for Myth track, that puts them at 298 item level. These things are going to drop at. They're not going to be upgradable. They're just going to be called Spore Fused, and that makes them a higher item level than anything else you can currently get in the game. So even for Heroic, these are the item levels that they're going to drop at right now from the difficulties. So take everything he's saying right now in the video with this was old, and they're not warbound anymore, which was weird to begin with. How the fuck are you going to have warbound mythic raid gear? People will just be needing on shit they don't actually need.
Opportunity to bonus roll items, variety of different cosmetic rewards, but what Blizzard isn't telling anybody is there's actually a mount reward for this one as well.
Jesus Christ, chat. Semen fused gear, yeah, that would be like 50 item levels higher, no doubt. Be the most epic items in the game. It's semen fused.
And it's going to be the Luminous Spore Glider, which is attached to the boss Rotmire. For the time being, we don't really have a guaranteed confirmation whether this drops on the boss like as a mythic difficulty or possibly on any difficulty, just a complete random drop. If this is something that's going to be tradable, or if it drops, a player is just immediately going to get it added to their account, or how have you. We have no idea what you need to do to get this mount. We just know that it drops from the new boss. So this brand new encounter is going to have a brand new mount for you to add to your collections.
Nice.
Now, also in patch 1207, we're getting 2 new mini zones. They're not really like a massive zone. It's more like a slice of a zone called Val and Nightall, which are going to be accessible from Voidstorm. There'll be the zones that will be on a rotation. And while they're not insanely like massive, they are unique in their own visual way. But they also will be zones that you'll be able to enter as hard mode, which means the enemies in open world are going to hit harder, but the rewards are going to be better. It's going to be an actual hard mode for players that enjoy open world content. So if you played back in Legion Remix and you love that feature, then it's making a comeback for those zones in particular. Now, those zones also come with a number of achievements that you will be able to work through in order to be able to get a number of rewards from those zones in particular. One of those being essentially a void surfboard, which looks pretty fantastic. We don't really have too many of those like platform mounts, but this one is going to be part of the achievement A Trip Through Stars, specifically tied in the zone of Val. Though as you can see,
I am not a big fan of the surfboard mounts, if I'm being honest. This is an alright surfboard mount, but it's not exactly my cup of tea. I don't really care for the surfboard mounts. Can't hear it. No, 7 a.m. No, it's not 7 a.m. my time. It's 7 a.m. California time. I'm Eastern time. So it's, the reset's not going to happen during my stream.
The actual costs of it are still a little bit in the air, but this is going to be an achievement-based reward for the zone specifically. Another one is also going to be the Arcforge Null Frame, which is a void version of essentially the Legion War.
I got oversaturated with the mech suit mounts during, we had Undermined and everything, and I just felt like literally every fucking mount that came from the War Within was a mech suit. So I was a bit done with the mech suits, but I will admit, this one is a beefy boy. All right, this is a big mech suit. It's got like a massive chest on it. It's got the cool, void ruins at the top. So this is actually probably one of the cooler mech suits I've seen. This one actually might be worth getting.
Frames that the Lightforge use, but this is like the Renderai Void Elf variation instead. This one is going to be from another achievement, a trip around the store. So one is achievement is called a trip through the stars. The other is a trip around the stars. This was going to be for the other zone of Nighthall. So this is going to be in one. So one achievement is in one zone. One achievement is going to be in another. And both of the achievements will just have you complete a number of different activities within the zones. Right now, they're not really, explained fully, so you don't really know exactly what achievements are going to be part of it. But likely it's going to be things like loot a certain amount of treasures, or kill a certain amount of rares, complete a certain amount of world quests, maybe slay a boss of the zone, or maybe complete the short storylines of each zone, something along those lines that will likely be revealed to us over the next few weeks. But both of those achievements are going to be zone-specific content. And for the hard mode, we have the Tortured Gorger, which looks fantastic. It's a very Shadowlands inspired mount, as some of those gorgers do appear in some of the zones, especially in Val in particular. But this one will require you to get the achievement of Heroic Showdowns for both the zones of Val and Nighthall in order to be able to get this Void Infused Gorger mount. Also for this achievement, we don't really have the completion of it whatsoever, but likely it'll be a number of different heroic achievements specifically, like defeat the bosses for both of the zones, as well as maybe complete a number of quests, a number of side quests, complete Storms and Nighthall potentially. So you can see some of them, they're likely going to get attached and linked together, but it'll likely be complete a bunch of heroic base activities within the heroic version of both of the zones in order to be able to unlock that mount. Which
this heroic world tier thing is going to be interesting. And Blizzard obviously bringing it from Legion Remix. It was a tiered, we had tiered world tier shit going on in there, and now they're bringing it to retail, but only in those two new zones. It's not going to be out in the open world. But it'll be interesting to see how difficult it actually is, and getting these achievements will be worth it for the mount.
Should be a ton of fun. For those of you that are big into grinding out holidays on a billion alts, Blizzard has added another mount for you to be able to obtain, and that's going to be the Sun Festival's Painted Rock. A hawk eagle mount.
Nice hawk.
I'm not really sure which one is it, but it's going to be very tall.
That's a nice big hawk right there. Yeah, big hawk. I like that one for sure. It got some Tauren vibes to it with the totem looking shit armor on it, the wood and everything. I love the color of it too. That's a good one.
Tauren inspired, very Tauren Paladin themed, and it's actually a recall of some of the Tauren Eagle mounts that will be coming out, I think mostly in the trading post. So this is going to be something you can earn from the holiday of the Midsummer Fire Festival. We know that this mount is going to drop from the boss Ahun, so this will be part of that dungeon queue that you can do during the Midsummer event. We don't really know what the drop percentage of this is going to be. If this is going to be one of those mounts that you need to farm on multiple alts, like for the Love Rocket, and just throw it.
I feel like they're bringing some kind of unannounced revamp to the Midsummer Festival, because there's so many items they're adding to the game. The Midsummer Festival is going to happen during 12.0.7, and it just feels like they're bringing a lot of new items into the game for it, but they haven't announced any like new shit going on in it. I feel like there's going to be, if I had to predict, there's going to be some new shit announced for the Midsummer Festival, because they're just putting in so much work into the items you can get from it. Doesn't make sense for there not to be new stuff.
As many characters as you can in order to get a chance at it, or if it's going to be like once a week, once per war, or once a day, once per warband, a chance for you to get the mount. And anytime you don't obtain it, your chances basically increase over and over and over until you're pretty much guaranteed to get this mount. So I'm not really sure if it's going to have bad luck protection, likely will, or maybe this is going to be one of the more grindier mounts. But yes, Blizzard did add you yet another mount for you to grind through in holiday dungeons, because players love that type of content in particular. Then we also have 4 other mounts that are also confirmation, though these will come from the trading post, and those are going to be Blackwater, there's Bilgewater, and there's 2 other goblin style rockets. And there are very goblin themed, very janky with a bunch.
I like the animation on this. So we had seen these data mined, but I didn't see them animated. There's so many sparks flying off all these other rockets attached to the rockets. This is pretty cool. I like these.
Very janky with a bunch of what looks like rockets / fireworks strapped over in the back, just making sparks and a bunch of noise in the back. So this is going to be a couple of these different rockets that they added. 2 of them have definitely been confirmed. We have the Bilgewater and Blackwater. 2 of them we know for sure will be on Trading Post. The other 2 will likely also be part of it. They'll just be renamed something different. One is now, for the time being, is titled the Pink Rocket Mount, and the other is a Green Rocket Mount. Maybe these will be obtainable through other content, like the pink and green. Maybe will be from something that you could do in game.
You got to get maxed out renown rep with the IRGC to get this one. That's right. If you know, you know.
Maybe some sort of a story quest line or something along those lines. But for the time being, a lot of players are assuming that these are all 4 of them are likely going to be thrown on the trading post. So this will be someone that you'll eventually be able to purchase directly from the trading post vendors. Another new mount that's going to be on the trading post, guaranteed, is going to be a Badlands Buzzard, which just seems kind of like one of those rock mounts, or like a seagull also was using the same skeleton as well. But it seems like a pretty simple vulture mount more than anything. Though the theming behind us is actually going to be the Badlands theming, which is essentially Western come into World of Warcraft with a bunch of different transmogs, as well as weapons and other items that are going to be all Western themed with multiple different recolors. So that's where the Badlands Buzzard gets its name from. It's part of this Western aesthetic that'll be available over on the trade post at some point in the near future. Now, we also do have some unconfirmed mounts that we don't really know where they'll be coming from or what content they'll be made available from. But one of them is what looks like a liquid hot magma slug. The only other slug that I have is the seething slug, which sometimes has a shell, so it's more of a snail rather than a slug. But it looks like some sort of a slug mount will be arriving at some point in the future. Right now, we don't really even have a model to data mine for this one, but it looks like potentially some sort of content, maybe some secret quest line or some sort of a rare or what have you.
It says Zarla Caverns Seething Cache. I wonder if this is from the time walking, like it could randomly drop in the time walking Dragonflight shit. Maybe.
Might potentially be dropping a magma slug, maybe in patch 1205, unless this is a reward for another time. Another mount that was data mined, but we don't necessarily have like a model to pull from specifically in game, is actually a gray Stormcrow. So I'm going to try to see if I can put them side by side. But if you ever got the Thrayer mount from the Siren Isle, then you'll essentially know what that looks like, except the new model looks like it's going to be a gray variant. We have no
Damn, the white and gray. That looks badass. That's a cool looking mount.
idea if this thing is going to be coming out as part of 1207, but it has been data mined as of 1207, at least the base model. Though we have zero idea as to what content this mount could be potentially attached to, or if it's going to be on trading posts or possibly a shop mount.
If it's on the
we have no idea. Maybe part of a secret quest line, because Blizzard does like to sprinkle those in here and there once in a while, and maybe 1207 might.
I kind of wish they'd bring us another, like whatever the Nightmare Pony was. You remember that one, going through that maze and everything? That was really cool. I wish they would give us something like that again to do, because that was a lot of fun and it gave us a pretty unique mount. This mount right here, it'd be worth getting for sure.
Might be the update that does this out of nowhere. We did get a what is it, the rider, the fell bike outfit not long ago that was just kind of popped in the game out of nowhere. So maybe this is something that is prepped for that later down the line, or maybe this will be announced as a reward for somebody else at some point in the near future. Now, another set of mounts that's actually coming out, and that's going to be 2 of them, but the looks of it is a Zothwing Darkseeker, which looks fantastic.
Oh, the Nazoth mount.
Nazothian Ray, essentially. And I love the model by itself, especially the little like...
These are the first ever Ray models that I've ever wanted. These are pretty cool Ray models, for sure. It looks like he doesn't know where it comes from. That's what I asked early on. I was wondering if he was going to mention these, because they were recently data mined. So it looks like these are the active versions of them, which are cool to see. Definitely want them, but not sure how we're gonna get
animation, them. The void kind of cursing from the bottom, the multiple eyes definitely looks,
these look cool.
I think, awesome. Huge fan of the color scheme as well, and there's apparently 2 variations, though I normally would be really excited about this mount, but while we don't have a confirmation as to where this mount comes from, it is likely going to be a store mount. Based on some of the data mining together with some of the other outfits that players have discovered, which are looking to be very Nazothian inspired, those are likely going to the store. So the mount that's also very, very Nazothian, that's very, very similar to some of those outfits with those, multiple eyes and looking very seaworthy, like a manta ray in a sense, those things are probably going to be linked together and tied as a bundle, likely coming out to the store.
Cool.
Personally, not a huge fan of store mounts. Hopefully, maybe they'll add at least one of them over to the trading post at the bare minimum, or at least have a chance for us to be able to purchase maybe the mount, maybe the set at trading post at some point in the near future. But for the time being, this one does seem like it'll be something that'll be arriving to the store, which isn't my favorite, but it is a new mount that likely will be part of 1207 roster.
Okay.
But with that being said, as always, I do want to thank all of you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys did enjoy this BTR update. If you did enjoy this video or found it informative, then go ahead and give it a like, because I would very, very much appreciate it. Be sure to join our Discord community if you want to keep up with all things Midnight, especially for some of the future updates and potentially more rewards down the line. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.
Yeah, some definitely noteworthy mounts, some cool ones. That white and black hawk, man, that thing looks amazing. I wonder how we're going to get that. Like I said, I hope Blizzard brings this in some kind of like secret thing. It'd be cool to do another quest line for a worthy mount. And then this one right here. Gotta love a big hawk. This is a badass one. For sure. Like I said, Midsummer Festival, I think they're going to do something with it. There's so many rewards coming for it. And then this is really cool Dragonhawk iteration. Some cool mounts coming for sure in the patch. Nice one overall from Dalaran Gaming.